And our federal government has commenced negotiations with the International Monetary Fund on the repayment terms for the $3.4 billion offered to Nigeria under the fund's global $650 billion special drawing right. Based on measures to further enable member countries manage the climate effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the IMF in August approved $650 billion in special drawing right, out of which Nigeria received $3.4 billion based on its quota contribution and economic standing. However, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, recently stated that although the money has been released to the country via the Central Bank of Nigeria, discussions on the terms of repayment were still ongoing with the IMF. Ahmed further explained that the SDR fund has a very favorable window, disclosing that the $3.4 billion will be part of the 2022 external borrowing plan. Meanwhile, a policy and social affairs analyst, Oladeyin Diario, has raised concerns over the continuous borrowing approach of the federal government, reacting to the recent revelation by the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, that Nigeria's total public debt may hit 38 trillion naira by December. Diario bemoaned low impact of government borrowing on the economy. He spoke on our flagship program, Business Breakfast, earlier in the day.
Now, why do you have to go into qualifying or embellishing borrowing if it makes sense? The point here is this. Number one, oil, our major income source, is gradually losing track in the global markets. And so much energy is being put into other sources of energy, right? Whereby the global reliance on oil will be massively whittled down. So you'll have expected a country with a forward-minded leaders to have been thinking ahead. Now, I'm not stopping at this government now. I'm talking of government since as far as
the return of democracy.
They've been shouting that we should diversify agriculture this, agriculture that. But it's been more of talking tall and walking short. We've not really walked the talk, and that's where we are. Then the position of opaque reports that we've been subjected to. When you say you are borrowing, like in normal individual or business situations, a few things must be present. Number one, you must be borrowing for a project that has the capacity to repay the principal, the interest, and every associated cost that has to do with that loan. Number two, the borrowing must deliver value to the people, okay, and to the government. And of course, there must be social capital too, social capital gains and benefits, perhaps through creating of employment. And then when you go into goods production of that services, you expand, the brackets, whereby distributors also come in. There's a value chain along the loan line.
Away from there now, the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Timi Presiva, was in company of the new heads of the Nigerian Upstream Regulatory Commission, Benga Komolafe, and the Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed, has they officially resumed duties yesterday, guaranteed staff of the defunct agencies of the security of their jobs. Silva stated this during his visit to offices of the defunct Petroleum Equalization Fund, the Department of Petroleum Resources, and the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency, promising the workers that their welfare had been fully sorted, also noting that all workers would be paid and be integrated into the new agencies. And now, the Central Bank of Nigeria has stated that it will support youth in tertiary institutions with a grant to foster entrepreneurship and mitigate unemployment. The Central Bank of Nigeria revealed this on Wednesday in a report titled Guidelines for the Implementation of Tertiary Institutions Entrepreneurship Scheme. 5 top Nigerian polytechnics and universities with the best entrepreneurial ideas are in line to receive the grant. The APS Bank also added that activities to be covered under the scheme will include innovative startups and existing businesses owned by graduates of Nigerian polytechnics and universities in areas such as agribusiness, information technology, creative industry, as well as science and technology. Away from there now, with the rampant inflation and the continuous decline in the value of the naira, Nigerians have been seeking out better ways to increase value for their money, including fintech-enabled savings and investment. A fintech expert, Tola Fadugagbe, while commenting on the opportunities in the Nigeria fintech market, says the country's fintech space is one of the most attractive investment instruments today.
Financial transaction platforms whereby you can acquire a virtual ATM card. A virtual ATM card. You and I know that if we want to acquire an ATM card from any of these old banking systems, we spend countless hours in the bank on the queue just to acquire them. But with this virtual ATM cards, it is done within few minutes, and you get them. You get your virtual ATM card. Not all the banks in Nigeria are innovative yet. I mean, just for small dispense error, you still need to be in the bank to complain. You want to open an account, same thing they've been asking for many years. Is what they will ask you. Bring your NEPA bill, your utility bill, your photograph. Then what happens to the data attached to our BVN in the first place if I am to keep providing all these things? There is no gainsaying that few of our banks are taking towards this innovation, which I applaud them for that. But not all of them. Not all of them. I mean, it is what we can see. But I think they are catching up slowly, or hopefully there will be more speed, to catch up faster.